Good evening, everyone. I'm Leah Cooper with your JCN News for this Friday, July 19th. Kathleen Ramming, the mother of Blair John, one of the Bahamian men pulled out of the Po River in Italy last month, recently returned from St. Mary's University in Halifax, Canada, collecting her son's belongings. During her stay, she tells our news team that the campus was definitely rocked by her son's passing.
We were there for a week, and the impact of Blair's death is devastating on campus. I met with the president of the university. They are very, very disturbed and disheartened at the events. They told me one of the challenges they ran into when they heard that Blair did not turn up to do his presentation was they made contacts with persons from the Canadian government and their embassies and their connections into Europe and Italy, and they were quickly dismissed and told that Blair was not a Canadian citizen, and so the Italian authorities were not willing to give them any information.
She says she met with persons from across the globe, all of which seemed to be impacted by the 28-year-old student.
We had a memorial for Blair on Wednesday, and the hall was full. Just about everybody that got up to speak was washed in tears. In particular, the males. It was only three of them, males, in the psychology program on that level, and they could hardly speak. His friends that I met, several women from the Caribbean, 2 from Antigua that were friends with him, and 2 that were from Africa, and they were all washed in tears. And they described my son as a gem of a gem. His professors talked about how they sat and they listened to him. He taught them. They talked about his manners, his respect, the fact that he would have been considered a doctor, and they couldn't get over how mannerly he was.
She says her son had a personality which connected people from all walks of life, adding that the student body wants to do all it can to bring closure to this unfortunate incident.
They spoke so well about him. It does my heart good. I mean, words can't describe how proud I am, and the fact that he represented our country as a male, as a black male. The impact that he made on this world in such a short time.
Ultimately, she described her son as a man that desperately wanted to change the world by first changing its mind. We can tell you that the autopsy results for both men are ready. According to Mrs. Ramming, however, she's unsure when she'll be able to share the results with the public, as she's unsure of its findings. Now, the intimate details of Italian police investigations are still up in the air. Mrs. Ramming says the family never heard anything of the CCTV footage and exactly what happened at the Airbnb. Information of the autopsy results will be revealed in a later newscast. A service of prayer held at Anatol Rogers High School this morning honoring 3 fallen students. The 15-year-old boy struck and killed on Unison Road 2 weeks ago, the 16-year-old male found hanging from a belt in his room, and the 19-year-old apparently drowned in Eleuthera earlier this week. School principal Harcourt McCoy says they're all deeply moved by the losses.
It is so unfortunate that the hedge of protection has been broken by these 3 deaths. We are deeply moved as a school by what has happened, and as a close-knit family, we share in the burden of death with these families, our extended families. We are a tight-knit group of administrators, teachers, and students, and so when something like this happens, we share in the pain and the regret and sorrow, all of those emotions that the parents went through.
Pastor Antonio Beckford of New Life Ministries, one of the school's stakeholders, advised parents to mark memories with their sons as there seems to be an attack on young males.
I want to challenge you. Remember, hold on to God's hand. Call on God's name. In the midst of darkness, even late in the night when everybody's gone back to their various homes and the phone calls stop coming after 11, 12 o'clock in the night time. I want to challenge you to be able to say a prayer, say, Lord, just hold me. give me comfort in this time, because I don't know what to say sometimes. I don't know what to do. I just need comfort.
Mr. McCoy says this will be a hard blow for the 1,300 plus student body from which to recover. Despite its mid-year successes, police officials are still seriously concerned about the use of illegal firearms, the weapon of choice behind more than 80% of homicides. At last count, 184 such weapons and a little over 2,000 ammunition have been taken off the streets, according to Police Commissioner Anthony Ferguson, who during Thursday's press briefing gave high marks to the recently launched ShotSpotter technology. Police have reportedly received 540 intelligence hits from the device.
It is working tremendously. Let me also say, so just so people would understand, we didn't just go onto a site and download some technology and then bring it. It is working. I personally, along with our person, went off to the U.S. and had a look at this technology and studied it before it was brought here. And since it came here, we have seen a tremendous response from the police.
Still, the commissioner did not say how many shooting incidents have been solved as a result. ShotSpotter detects and conveys the location of gunfire using acoustic, optical, or potentially other types of sensors. The opposition has, however, argued that authorities should be more focused on prevention rather than detection methods. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.